Greetings. In the last lecture, we had covered the concepts of probability and the types of probability, classical, empirical, and subjective. And we have explored the classical concept of probability in details. In this lecture, we will move on to the probability operations. What are the probability operations? Like mathematical operators, we have got probability operators also. So what are they? We will move on to understanding that now. First operator is the OR operator. In OR operator, you are saying probability of A or B, two events, any one of the event happening. If the events are disjoint, that is, there is no overlap of outcomes between the events, no outcome is such that it can favor event A as well as event B. In that case, the formula is probability of A plus probability of B. But if there are such overlapping outcomes, then the formula is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A and B. For three events, probability of A or B or C is probability of A plus probability of B plus probability of C minus probability of AB minus probability of BC minus probability of CA plus probability of ABC. Now, why this happens? If you look at the diagram, very closely, you will see that this area plus this area, if you add, then the area in between, the intersecting area is getting added twice. So you subtract it once. That is for the second formula. For the third formula, this area is getting added twice. So you are subtracting it once. This area is getting added twice, hence you're subtracting it once. And this area is getting added twice, hence you're subtracting it once. This portion of the formula, AB minus BC minus CA. But in the process, what is happening, this middle portion is getting subtracted thrice. It's getting added thrice also, it's getting subtracted thrice also. So it's causing a vacuum here. So to replace that vacuum, we add this area once more. Probability of A, B, C. This is the OR operation of probability. Next is the AND operation of probability. For independent events, where events are independent, where there is no influence of one event over the other, probability of A and B is equal to probability of A into probability of B. Whereas for dependent event, probability of A and B is probability of A into probability of B given A. Probability of B given A. This symbol symbolizes given, it's not division. This is conditional probability, we will take it up in the next lecture. Okay. Next is the complement operation. As I have told you, probability of A complement is 1 minus probability of A. That is, total probability is 1 always, minus probability of A is probability of A complement. That is probability of A not happening. That is the complement operation of probability. Two candidates appear for an exam with passing probability of 2 by 3 and 3 by 5 respectively. What is the probability that either or both of them will pass? And question B is both of them will pass. Either or both is OR operation and both of them will pass is AND operation. Either of both of them will pass is OR operation, simply OR operation, and both of them will pass is simply AND operation, since the events are independent. No one's passing is dependent on the other person's passing or failing. Another question, what is the probability that any one of them will pass? Any one of them will pass. So there can be two cases. Probability of A passing and B failing, or probability of B passing and A failing. So probability of A into probability of B complement, or that is plus probability of B into probability of A complement. So this is the answer. So I hope the operators are clear. There are three basic operators. OR operator, which is basically symbolizes addition, AND operator, which basically symbolizes multiplication, and complement operation, which symbolizes 1 minus that event, probability of that event. So this much for this lecture. We will move on to conditional probability in the next lecture. Thank you.